Welcome to another episode of Angels, Positivity and Love. Incredible guests the world over with amazing insights. They've often been through some sort of a transformative journey. It doesn't have to be as extreme as near-death experiences, but we've had quite a few guests with those. I think the record is five. A doctor in Toronto, I believe it is. One was a plane crash. She survived. And I think two others have had three near-death experiences. We've got healers with all sorts of modalities and backgrounds from all walks of life. We've had a White House physician to the US president and many other flavorful folks. I'm going to mention Ian Stenlake, the Australian actor on Sea Patrol. If you tune into Amazon Prime, you can see all 4 or 5 seasons there. He's lovely. Coming to us today from Utah, absolutely a talented, intuitive healer. She's wonderful. Nicole Ashton, totally talented. You're going to feel it and see it in the show. I'll just turn this over to her in a second. I'd like to say to Nicole, thank you for being on the show. You're a delight, and I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is quite the honor.
Well, we've been having fun before the show. Can you back up for us and explain when did you know what you knew? And how did you react? How did you know like life was a little bit more than just like straight thinking? There was something else going on.
At the age 4.5, I had my first experience with the angels. So I fell out of the back of a truck and was in a coma for 3 days, and I met three angels. And so I learned at that age. I guess you're not really learning, you're remembering. Yeah, I was still so close to the other side. And when I at that age, I can remember like the angels coming in and them sharing with me what was just light, like these beautiful waves of light. And then woke up with my dad reading me a storybook. And from that day on, I just knew that there was a bigger consciousness. And then at the age of 5.5, I picked up playing Barbies to communicate so that I wouldn't get teased. So I was like, okay, well, they don't tease everyone else. I'll just play Barbies then, and I can communicate and get the messages. And at the age of 5 years old, I used to go into a grove because I remember this time before I came here. I was in a grove of these tall trees and this like wildflowers. And I remember I had a twin, and the tree lit up like kind of like Avatar. It was like a willow tree, and I was told it was time to come here. So I remember that. And then at the age 5, I used to live next to a main freeway in our town, and there was tall grass, and it kind of felt like the wildflowers, but it was the only thing I had, so I made the best of it. But summertime, I would go and I would play Barbies under the grass so that I could just be safe. I never really questioned it. I just, at the age 5, the angels are so real to me. They still are. But a car came off the freeway, and I could hear the screech, and these angels moved the car over, and there was a lady that was hanging out, like she had been crushed. I learned consciousness in the universal fabric. So I touched her head, and the sky opened up in this most beautiful diamondy way, and consciousness came and got her, and she just went. She had no pain. And at that time, no one really understood that but my mom. And so I continued to play Barbies, and the cops were like, how did that not hit her? And I knew how, but they wouldn't listen. So, and then the same angels came and got me when I was around 6, and I was playing Barbies again. And I heard, go outside and show my uncles the ditch. And so I went outside. I pointed my uncles to this ditch over on the side of the road. And my uncles lifted up a grate, and a little boy was drowning in there. So they were all frantically looking for this 2-year-old, and he had fallen in the ditch up the street and moved in, fell, and got stuck in there. And I touched his stomach, and he threw up this white milk on me, and he lived. And so those were all incidents or experiences that happened like before the age of 9. And then the I life. So that was, I would still go to like I would still communicate with the angels only in the summertime when it was really warm in our area. I would go sit in this grass grove, and I would look up, and the tall grass would kind of go move down, and then I knew that they were there. And I'd put my finger up, the left fingers, and then I would get raindrops of information, and I could see them in little like designs, and so I put them in my fingers, and then that's just what I knew. And that all happened before I was 9. And then I had babies at 16, so early. And each of them had a little bit elements of illness. And the angels came in at those times and helped me to, like, one had a tumor, one had a blood disorder, and helped me to help them. And I thought it was just a mother's intuition, and I thought everybody did it. And later on, I found that's not how it is. And then at the age of my kids fought for their lives till 5, so I was busy. I had 3 little ones under the age of my last one. I was only 22, so I had these 3 little kids, and then my third one was really sick. So I just was a mom and working with tumors, oxygen, and all the care that they needed. And then through that life, and then the angels came and got me again at the age of 33. I had surgery, sad cancer, and I went and had it removed. I came back, and through the medicine that they give you at the hospital, I drank a glass of alcohol, and it it stopped my breathing because I had a chemical imbalance. But this was the most beautiful thing ever, because I was watching my son walk around, and I knew that I couldn't breathe, but I could see my son. He was the age 16, and I couldn't take a breath, but I got freezing cold. And right before a fear set in, these angels came and got me, and I went out of my body and past the shadows. Some people get stuck there, but I went past the shadows. I was aware of what was happening. And I went into this most amazing white light ever. It was masculine and it's feminine. And it was so filled with unconditional love and failing love. This light that we have when we're born. And in this white light, I got like plugged into past, present, and future. And I got to see what I'm doing now. And I also got to see what my life had looked like, and even some things that I still was going to do to learn lessons and experience more. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I could feel, you don't hear really anything, you just know. As these lights are swirling around this masculine and feminine, I'm like, I need to ask for forgiveness before I go back, because I felt very clear I didn't have a choice to come back, because I chose before I was born to follow through with this mission, to be here and do this and be this light and share this love. And I got to see and feel and know all of it. And then I'm like, well, I need to ask for forgiveness before I go back. And I heard very clearly, there is no judgment here. Who do you have to forgive? Like, me. And it's like I could go through these emotions and I still can feel them, even though I was flatlined. I was gone 10 minutes. And I started moving back through this energy, knowing I was going back. I could feel all this energy and love. And I started moving back through the fields, the realms, or the galactic traveling. And I seen chakras, and I like sacred geometric signs, light language, all this stuff that I just like was like bringing it into the soul light that was coming through. And then right before I came back through the universal fabric, there was Jesus and the Christ consciousness, the big light, white glowing being that looks like Jesus, of my understanding, I guess. Because you only can go by what you visioned before when you come back to the body. So, and then he said, I felt this light of this diamond light, and the name is it's Araya. It's a ball of loving light, a sphere. And I heard like move into your body, and unconditional love, no religion, and simplicity, and you will be your purpose. And all I could feel is like, oh, I want to bring all of that back, share unconditional love. And that consciousness you're observing, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be easy. I get to just love people. And I go into my body that they defibrillate me, and I can't move and I can't walk for a little bit. So it took me 12 months. But in that time, I got to really bring in the energy and the light and the love, and hear my family's views of what I was going through, and choose to stay in the white light and listen and feel and remember, because I knew my body would heal. I got to see my purpose of what I'm doing now. And as I was just in bed watching, ready to move, and I heard, energy and motion, come on, energy and motion. You have these biophotons, and I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm ready. And I had like a high bed, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm moving. And so I like went to move off the bed, and then bumped my nose on the nightstand, and I broke it. But I don't know what that did, but it maybe knocked some sense into me. Because the physical body. So then I'm like, whoa, I'm crawling. I'm like, oh my gosh, we get codes from Mother Earth. Like when we're babies and we crawl first, I'm like, I'm getting this energy. I could walk when I was 2 or 1 or whatever it was. I'm like, I can walk now. And I started just moving and ebbing and flowing, and the energies are moving, and my parents and my kids are like, what happened? They were so weirded out by me talking about angels and light beings and those that I've seen, that I think they just didn't even realize I was walking. So then started moving. I started just listening and showing up where I was meant to go, and started with putting a healing bed in my room, not knowing what I was doing, because I was told not to read or listen to anything unless it was guided directly to me, so I didn't get altered thoughts. And so, or distorted is probably a better word. And so my mom would read stuff, or if I had a vision, a message or something, she would tell me. She would look it up and be like, oh, that's the Nicole's talking to you, or the Lyra, or her religion didn't, it was really hard for her at first. It took her a little while to realize that it was, well, now she talks to angels. So, so now, and we do energy sessions together. So then I just started helping people, and people just started coming. And then I was people would like tease me a little bit and say negative things, and I couldn't handle that yet. So I'm like, well, what is this? What am I? Because they're asking me what I do, and I don't know. Like, I don't know the words. I didn't have like human words to explain what I was shown, and how I just surrender completely and let the angels and guides, or that person's team, to work through me, because that's really the only way you can do it. And so I started working on clients, and then I wanted to find out what this is. And so I got invited to Asia, and I went and stayed with the Tao masters, and got to travel and visit the monks. And then I met some of the Buddhas. No, I traveled with the Buddhas. I met some monks, because they're hard to meet. You only can like see them for a minute. But the Buddhas I got to experience, because they let you come into their circles. And then I just started traveling there, and came back and did a whole bunch of healings and fun, and just like, that's what it's about, is just I travel over the US, just showing up where I was needed, and then called to Africa, where I loved being there with the people. I was able to travel up in the indigenous places and stay in like remote places and help people. And I was told to take a crystal. So I have like a crystal like this in my backpack, taking it to Africa, to Uganda. It was really heavy. But anyways, I was told to do it, and I made it all the way up to the mountain where there was botanical gardens. I remember the town, I just can't pronounce it right, so I don't want to even try. But they told me to put it in this water, and then assign 2 of the because it was around an orphanage and a ministry and a community, and they also keep it sacred. So I took it all the way up there. I got it to the right person. They put it in the water, and this was 2019. And they said their community has just flourished. Like the kids are sparking their light. I love the kids. That's my biggest mission here. And so many things have happened through the water and their food because they feed a lot of that community and the other villages. So that was, and then I was guided to Bali, and I just go where I'm guided to go. Now I'm here on your show.
Oh, I
And
love
so
it.
I'm guided to you. So
We'll do Bali in just a second. Can you share one of those moments with an angel and just do detail for us? Like we're watching a movie and just paint the picture, the situation. It could be just a favorite moment or a recollection where you interacted with an angel, but anything that is fun.
my most the one I remember the most is like when I was littler and I could see the grass move down and the flat now and the larger angel come, because they usually would come in little kids, so probably identifiable to me. And this blue light descended, and it was like I could see I believe it's Lyra now. At the time I didn't know, but I'm gonna cry. I could see and feel and sense unconditional love. And I know that that's maybe not the most joyous thing, but it was to me, because I was born to a family that didn't understand me except for my mom. And being teased, that we're from a little town in Utah, you tease each other, and some people are harsh. And I learned unconditional love because I learned that they didn't know better. And then I'm like, I feel bad that they don't even allow, still to this day, some of them, their self to love that big. But at a little age, I learned that the joy that not everything that is meant for you, or not all your family members, you can't see them. So I got a very good like feeling, because I go off of feelings, and that was probably my most memorable one. One where an angel came into form was when I was it's called the Parliament of World Religions, because I was told not to learn a religion, but I wanted to know of it. So I put it out there, and I got invited to go to the Parliament of World Religions. There was 8,000 people, and 80 religions, I believe. So it was a big, big thing in Salt Lake City. I think they hold it other places, but it was in Salt Lake City at this time in 2015. And Angel Michael came up to me and he handed me a book. And I didn't know who it was at that time, but he hands me this book and he says to read it. And I did. I read it and on a break. It was just a little teeny one. And I go back and I'm talking to him and he's like, share your story. I'm like, I don't really have a story. And I don't want to be teased. So I'm just going to show up. And he's like, share your story. And he just was like telling me stuff that I at the time, I'm like, this is so cool. And I was talking to him, and after effect and my mom was there with me, and we were getting stories from other people. That's how I got invited to the world's religions. Is I was just like, I'll take video of the leaders. Sure. And I can get in. It's a lot expensive. But anyways, he hands me this book and I read it. My mom reads it. And then he like winked at me, and I'm like, he had the bluest eyes ever. And I'm like, Michael. And he's like, yep, that's my name. And it said Michael on his book. But it taught me so much in this like weekend. I was so super excited about it. And then he left, and I didn't have his messages or anything. And I videoed him. He wasn't on the documentary. And that book, when I opened it, was empty.
I love this. I love this.
That was the best time. And then one time I was in trouble, and I had to get out of anyways, I walked with Jesus, and I knew the same blue eyes. So because I needed to get home, and because I travel alone a lot. I just jump on a plane.
Oh,
Like when I went to Asia, I had no idea like how far away it was. So I get in the plane and they're like 18 hours and they're speaking different language. I'm like, oh, snap. I should have asked that then small details.
Small.
But I made it there. I got there. I got to Asia and I was like, I found an angel. Oh, she was in the airport because I asked for an angel. This lady sits next to me and she starts talking to me and she spoke English and she's like, I'll get you in through Hong Kong and Taipei. And then we go into Taiwan and she's like, and then the master of the Tao will get you at the airport. And so I just went really, really smooth. And then I get into the Tao temple and no one speak, not very many people spoke very good English. And then there was this guy that walks up the stairs. He looks like Jesus and he's like, from California. He says, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I was just 3 days ago sitting out on my back porch enjoying myself, like the sunset. And the spirit said, angel said, go to Taiwan. And he spoke 5 languages that throughout the time that we needed.
Mm.
And then we got back. It was the best.
I love that. Okay, what do people need to know about angels?
They're real.
Oh, awesome.
And we all have them. We come with a team of angels. And when they speak with us, they have to lower their vibration. And when they say lower, they are high, and we have to raise ours. Never like people are interesting when you talk about higher and lower energies because they feel like they judge them like I have a high energy, you know, and some of my friends have lower energies. And people are like, how can you say that to them? They're not dark. And I'm like, no, it just means they have a subtle energy, and mine's just higher frequency. But that's how we roll. That's how we're able to evolve. And so when you're speaking with your angels, or when you're hearing those rings in the ear, those tickles in your heart, and you're ready, they have to lower theirs, and you raise yours. And so when you get to that communication state, it sometimes takes a minute. It's okay. They'll move things, they'll tickle your ears or your forehead, and then they'll learn how to communicate with you. And verbally, if you can't hear them, then get a pen and say, this is what my mom had to do. And she get a pen and she started automatic writing. Prior to that, her religion, which no judgment there, wouldn't allow her to feel good about doing that. And when it just started happening and she started writing these happy things for people and for herself and for the family, she's just like, oh my gosh, there is this universal fabric just opened up and there's so much more.
Oh. What's one part of us or part of our daily experience we can let go of to walk a smoother path and be a little more joyous?
I feel worrying about what other people are thinking or feeling about you has been a big one. And it is now for a lot of my clients, because we always get to remember that it's in their perception that they're viewing you, you know, and maybe you're viewing them not in the way that they mean it. Right now, there's a distortion in the waves. And so the collective, you're having 2 different perceptions of you can have a really amazing message, but it depends on where you're at in that energy flow. So always sit back and be like, is that my feelings? Is that my thoughts? Or is that the collectives? And take your power back, because the waves of distortion or static are really strong right now. And especially with those sun flares hitting, like there's just it's a wobble right now. So I invite you to tap your heart and say, is this pure, and is this emotion needed, and is this going to move me forward to being joyous? And then remember that unconditional love, and that when you're in unconditional love vibrational frequency, there is no judgment. They don't exist in the same space. And then joy is going to happen, because joy is unconditional love in motion. It just happens. And then everyday life, you're just like, whoa, you're finding like these fun little things, but it's like unconditionally loving the pieces of you that you felt are unlovable, or that person, you know, right? someone bugs you, write 5 things that you love about them, and just do things that bring you joy, and with no apology.
And everyone's got a big heart, whether they know it or not. There's nothing to gain or nothing to lose here. Can you remind us about how that's the case?
All is love. Our hearts are all this massive spark, this diamond yumminess. And when you're connected to Mother Earth and the God Source Creator, the one that created you, life, all of us, when you're connected to that, you are able to push out like those smoggy energies, the emotions, the toxic energies from others, collectively, past lives, and all of that stuff that maybe made us grow, we don't know, and that's okay. So but when you are just that, you're like, wow. And you open that heart and you remember, you see someone that has this massive heart, this massive love, and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so yummy around them. Know that you feel yummy around them, and you feel the spark because it's part of you. And you wouldn't feel it if it didn't exist already inside of you. So trust that spark and know that love you're feeling is because, one, you're born with it. You were born loved, you were born in love, and you were born like a gift to the world. And when people step into that, open that heart space up, the smog, the thickness will start moving out. And I found a way to do something cool, because Mother Earth, she's moving and twisting and turning so much and ascending herself, that when you have negative energy, create a phoenix. And mine's blue, you can turn it whatever color, but I see it go, clear your energy, dissolve the stuff that doesn't serve you, instead of sending it to Mother Earth right now. Maybe she needs a break. And then it rebirths your energy and brings it back to you instead of destroying all of the energy. So that's a tip.
Ooh, can you give us one more tip, like daily, for anything when a person wakes up in the morning, or when you go to bed, or just a reminder during the day? But what are people supposed to remember?
Remember that you are a powerful being, and it's okay, that energy is power. And this is, you were born here at this time, especially if you're seeing this, feeling this, and this is resonating with you. You have been called. Mother Earth called you, and she said, I need the strongest, I need the best, and she made the call and we showed up. So trust that intuition, trust that sparkle in someone's eyes. And every morning, how you can align to that is tap that diamond ray, feel this diamond flame in your heart, move and twist and flow, and allow it to move the way you need that day. To connect to the higher self, to your higher self, to the God Source Creator, the one that created you, light, and ask go in the symphony, go in the harmony, be in the rhythm of life today, because our energy centers that will light to each one of our blood, bones, cells, and so on are moving their own way, because Mother Earth is doing this. We're connecting to her heart space, the same electrical magnetic pulse our heart's beating to. Let her dial you in, and let your higher self consciousness, pure love and light, intelligence know the way. So your internal compass, because I'm noticing people are like, no, turn right, no, turn left, in their chakras, because they feel like it should go a certain way. But right now, our brain, let it have a break, and also and go into the diamond ray, into your heart, and give yourself permission to be in harmony with you. Yes, and your design.
I love it. I'm going to give you a quote.
Okay.
Might be a paragraph from Angels, but if I could get your reaction, and it might be, oh yeah, and then you'll go on with it. When no ego is present, your heart and soul shine through your eyes. You are love, you sparkle. You are one with all and at peace with all. You are whole and content. Listening is opening the line of communication available to each human. Merely be still and listen. Acknowledge and own the step. Move forward today, just do it. This is a bit like a classic treasure hunt, but here you get to find yourself, since you are the treasure. Do nothing, be, listen, learn, appreciate. It's not about any particular words or concepts. Grow your awareness, not your thinking. Be love to all as often as possible, no more and no less. Last line. If you spent all your time being loved to all, you would have less time for ego or causing harm elsewhere. What's your reaction to that?
Yes. 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 When we're all, I feel guilty of the ego showing up, but I found when you totally surrender, that's really the only way that I've learned to healing, because it has nothing to do with me, it has to do with that person, their source and the angels and what their design is. So I feel like ego can block a lot of opportunities, and it also is can block a lot of love that one deserves. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, what's your website address? It'll still be in the fine print below the video. I could say it, but what's the best way people can reach out to you? And what do you recommend for the very first part of your website or your flow that they should check out?
The flow that they should check out.
Yeah, the part of your website, the part of your repertoire, the part of what you do, what should they pay attention to first?
Scroll all the way to the bottom, and it says Araya, which is the angel, the light that came back with me is Araya, Araya, Hope Foundation. And this is where we help the kids. And that is my heart. So the rest is so much fun, and it will teach and expands. And I facilitate a lot of activations, consciousness, the DNA activations. That spark of light. But my whole purpose is so the adults that are still children will have an opportunity to wake up, and then they can help the children. So go down there, check it out, see the little kids that I help and that we help as a collective. And they are little angels, and the kids coming to Earth right now are so special. And that's traveling the world and being in these orphanages and being in places here that have gifted children, meaning they have gifts and abilities and they're aware of them. They're star seeds. But then also working with the kids with disability that they are crossing over because of the severity of it. But I spend time with them to be able to, so they don't have pain while they're going through their process. And I learned so much. And they are sparking us to be better adults, to step into our inner child and play and have fun and raise the consciousness. So that's my favorite part of the website. And we are moving everything from energyhealingbydesign.com to Araya Inc. because it's time for the angelic energies to really roll out this new thing I'm doing. And so everything's shifting for me too.
Well, let's take a fun step. This is a staple of the show. I'm going to light some sage. You're in Utah. I'm in Texas. We might have done this before the show, but we don't have to tell anybody. If anybody at home, you're watching in 2032, you're in Berlin, you're in Tokyo, you're in Taipei, you can catch the scent of sage wherever you are. Like anything else, set your intent. What does that look like? Just be in your heart. Ask the universe angels to make it nice, like you're walking into a restaurant. If you want something formal, angels, help me out of my head into my heart. Help me catch the scent of sage or go for a walk or anything else. Fill in the blank. Amen, rock and roll. Thank you. Om Saram. Whatever works for you. It's got to be your patented way of making a request. Some people start tasting it or smelling it as I light it. That's cool. And catch sage, but you might as well catch flowers, and you might as well catch ocean on top of that. Go for a trifecta. Bigger payout. Okay, here's the little bit of sage. And Nicole, you're our happy guest. Are you catching sage yet? Red-tailed hawk-feather. Okay, now, if anybody wants to catch flowers, maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable and be like, yeah, I'll take flowers. Heck yeah, why not? What flowers are you getting?
That coral one from Kauai, like the pink coral colored, bright magenta one. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either, but I got it. And I
It's
like
really
it. Okay, and then close your eyes and catch a little Kauai since we're on the theme of Kauai today. And it could be wave action. I've got a microphone below the screen. I'll hold it up. There we go. And it'll look funny. I'm blowing below the laptop today. Catch a little Kauai on your nose, sea spritz on your nose. It may make you like cringe your nose a little or crinkle it. That's cool. And let angels bring you Hawaii. Like a peppermint patty commercial from the 1980s. Okay, did you get a little Hawaii on your nose? Third time for good measure. Did you get a little Hawaii?
Yes.
I didn't do it. Blame angels. Okay. I'm going to put up a couple photos of Archangel Michael. Maybe you can kick out a topic, a part of that encounter you totally didn't mention that everyone needs to hear, or some humor, or whatever. Here's a photo of Archangel Michael directly, but here's 4 archangels in what I call rainbow pie slice form. Don't eat them. And so that's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, the 4 little rainbow pie slices. There's Michael. Get something from him, a reminder, a compliment, a big hug. And then whatever you can share, let me know when you're ready to share, and I'll pull these down. And for our guests, Nicole Ashton is hardcore for using all of her light body senses. She feels it, and you're going to witness that a little bit. And she shares it. And I can't see her, so I'm going to lean out. I'm going to put these down. You're connected. Okay.
Was we're moving into like this next phase. The ship's been going on for a long time, and then we're being moved into it in a more quickening way. To trust that protection is always there, and the fear bubbles are bubbling up from history, from the earth, and it holds an old timeline, it holds old grids, and the biggest message is know that you're protected, and know that there's teams walking us home, and the rest is just really in light language and sacred geometric signs. And so they're showing me the vision of a gold world, like a gold energy, knowing that we are protected and that the light has won. This is a new message. Like the light has won. The things that have been pushed off planet. Now all that's left is like negative free radicals, and they seem scary. Yeah. But when you shine your light, you are more powerful than the dark. And remember, when you walk into a room, you can light it up. The dark cannot do that. So know your power, hold your space. And remember, even the darkness that you once had, or the shadows that you've all gone through, remember that they have pushed you to your light, and it's time for you to shine that light for others, because we will ascend. We are ascending. We have ascended. And that this team of angels, guides, ancestors, and light beings are here. So step into observing what is real and what is sloughing away, and this is my take, is like, don't get caught in that trap of seeing an old paradigm and falling back into it. Let it, if it shows up for a second, because it, just let it move through you, because some people are grabbing onto a memory and like going back into that timeline, and it's happening more and more. And I don't have the answer for that, but I am being shown that the team of angels are whisking us into this higher consciousness, safe space, and to trust your trust your intuition, your guides and ancestors. And so it is.
Oh, wonderful. And if I had a game show buzzer to hit with lots of celebratory stuff and confetti, I would hit it right now, because you used the word whisk, which was the name of my original and still is, the service. Whisk, like helping, whisking other people, lightening them up, injecting air into the batter. That's was my original company name. Still is it around? It's still around on my website, and it's what I call when I help people. Whisking is the service. Whisk.
Never said that word. So
Yeah, so that was crazy. You're the first guest that's ever said it, which is why I jumped up and I was like, oh my God. So bravo on everything you said. Can we take a step sideways for anybody who just came in and is like, whoa, this is like being at the Indy 500. I'm watching cars go by. When you talk about DNA activation or you talk about ascension, can you just flip those for a second and say it a different way that's simpler for people to grasp?
So ascension, to me, and what I've watched people go through, is their consciousness. We're conscious beings here, and we have, when your body becomes more conscious, and how that is when when you add more light to, your body expands, and then you get to add more of your light. I don't know if I have a simple answer for that, but the DNA at back, or how I've explained it at classes, I guess I'm really connected right now. Like you're
That's
having me
okay.
go back to human language, but um, the body has the 12 strands of DNA, and there's 2 strands that we use. And what I found, because I died and came back, and I was able to connect to a visual of the light body, which is our energy field. So I have when I do a session, I separate the two so I can see how to bridge and how to weave them back into their bodies. So DNA, we used to have the 12 strands activated, and through experiences, life, things that happened on Earth, we moved down to 2. And our physical body ascension is moving up. So we're ready to move up our energy fields and our light bodies, be more aware. So like when you're feeling this joy factor, all of a sudden you're feeling like you're like 10 feet tall. Well, it's the energy, it's the DNA. The 3rd strand is beginning to do like a hologram kind, and then we move our light into it, and then you're able to have like 5, 6 senses, and then it just keeps creating and creating and creating. And there will be a time that the 12 strands will be activated again, and you'll be able to see like the telepathy and things like the whisking away. I'm pretty sure I grabbed that out of your field because I've never said it. But that's the joy of the DNA recalibrations and redesigning the DNA, because that's not junk. It's asleep. It's dormant. And so your spine holds this energy, this information. And I found that the central nervous system, once the DNA activations begin, which some are probably feeling it now, the DNA activations begin to expand. You also have more chakras or energy centers. And there's a original code in the pelvic floor. This this cluster cells can never, ever in all of your experiences in existence be altered. But it's clouded in the human body due to traumas and things and where it's located. So I found then DNA activation opening up this already the biology in your body, right? These cells in your body. When this starts happening, that cell opens up, and it signals your brain, the pineal gland, to wake up. And then people will just begin to rise. The ascension is rise. They'll be able to rise, and it's almost like the air gets clearer. Things get more even smell better. You're literally putting a field around you. So you're this light that you thought, this light that's in your heart or that you thought was out here, it's all of a sudden just boom, you are it. And that's the DNA recalibration and DNA work that we do. We align your light body, your auric field, your energy field to the human cells. Oh, and you have, how this is held is you have biophotons in your body. I found that out when I crossed over and came back, because I was crossed over for 10 minutes, flatline. So I was able to get this design of the biophotons. And there's 70 to 100 trillion of them, which is miles and miles and miles of light. And they're in your body. So when this DNA is recalibrating and remembering that the innate abilities of healing yourself, of immaculate love and unconditional pure love and light, these cells are subtle little lights that move through the body. When you start to go into the cell, this is how I do healing. You go into the cell, you light it up, and then all of the smog goes. Mm-hmm. So piece by piece, these little subtle lights are all of a sudden celebrating light and life in your body. And then it's inevitable that you glow. Mm. Yay.
I love it.
I don't know if that was simple.
You did a PSA announcement, and I love it. A public service announcement. I could not have answered that. I could not have explained it. And I know that like a long time ago, like 10 years ago, one of the ways to describe what I do is I activate the rainbow light body. But for the life of me, I would ask you later if I remember we need something to talk about. Next will be the rainbow light body. Let's meet another angel named Heather, who makes hearts in her photographs. I totally forgot to do this before the show. Her name is Heather, but it's the word heart rearranged. So it's with a few extra letters. And I'm looking up other hearts, which I'll hold up her original I've got so many hearts. Here she is. She's compassion, but she's super connected to Africa, the land there, and the Amazon. Very domestic angel is the only way I know how to say it. If you don't mind getting something from her, connect first, get a beautiful hug or a compliment or hang out. She's super amazing. And you'll have something to run with. I've lost my English. You'll have a topic to talk to us about in just a second. And I'm going to show a different photo of her. And I've seen her as a human in Sweden, in New York, in Vegas, in Austin, and Hawaii. She was a Portuguese ballerina taking time off from life. She was a surfer. I was a bodyboarder, and surfers don't talk to bodyboarders. So we know it was an angel, and she was completely hanging out and chatting. Made my trip. Okay, what'd you get from Heather?
Well, I just got this burning like in my heart, and then I saw a diamond heart that's so similar to that, but it was the diamond sparkles just flowing and moving, and then Africa came and asked us to like place it collectively, because Africa is the original, one of the original portals or stargates, and not only did the children need us there, but Mother Earth does in that area, that arena, that underneath the Congo mostly. And there is a special mountain there, and I don't know if it's the Congo mountain. Again, I would not know it. I would not know how to pronounce it, but there's a mountain there that is a transmitter, so it's going to go all the way to the hardcore Mother Earth and up. And some way, somehow, you're invited, whoever it was, those of you that are connecting to this and feel it, to bring a electric blue with diamond sparks. You're going to bring it from the God Source Creator through your body, so the human heart can cultivate and adjust. There's just something that, because without this vessel embodying the light, it's almost impossible to connect to the heart core Mother Earth. Like God Source Creator, that primary sound and source can't just go down there because of certain reasons. But so invite you to take this blue light down and into your heart, that diamond flame. Remember, it's connecting to all beings, it's just the universe inside. It's so yummy, and it also beats the same heartbeat as Mother Earth. They're inviting you to send it down into the heart core of Mother Earth, the reservoir, which is diamond pools of yumminess, of like just sparks and fun. And there's actually a magenta energies in there, and when you send it up to Africa, just through intention and unconditional love, that will spark the original code, and that can also filter out to the new ley lines that are being created. There's collectively, we all that are raising our consciousness and doing Mother Earth work. There's another grid that is going to eventually take over, and the old grid will fall down or dissolve or whatever happens. This will add to that. This will add joy, light, life, sparkles, truth of like the stars, maybe a lack of better words, but like the pure intelligence. There you go. From the stars. As the angels are reminding you, look up, because they are stars. They're like, we wink at you sometimes. Pay attention. Yeah.
I like this. I'm going to put up a black background, but blue sky is number one. And I'll show my energy. You don't have to show me yours. I'll tell a dad joke. And so, where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU.
Yeah.
ICU.
Okay, I got that one this time.
Okay. And I'm gonna show my light, but you'll see whatever colors in between my flow, or whatever I just tried to say in English, between my fingers. You'll see a flow. And then you can ask the universe and angels to totally do an extra amount that's nothing to do with moi. You're just gonna bring it in, but it could be that diamond blue stuff, consciousness, diamond blue. I've lost my English. Okay, I'm gonna make light, and you get to see extra after you're done seeing my light. Another dad joke, why did the rabbit fall down that well? He didn't see that well. And see whatever flow you see. And what color do you see right now, or colors?
It's a diamond, so it's like it looks like a disco ball going through your fingers.
Ooh, and then can you ask the universe angels, especially Michael and others, to kick it into gear and do something totally extra? People have gotten butterflies, a phoenix. Two people got phoenixes, tulips, flowers. I said that. Something else, sparkles. What are you getting?
So you have a big sphere in your, I see a sphere and it has the God code in it, the source code. And it's just like it's gold on the outside and diamond in the middle. And the more that you do the opposite twist, you're going to twist the diamond in the middle. Oh, it's a raindrop. It's a diamond raindrop in the middle and it's going right. And then the other one around it's going so clockwise, counterclockwise. And it's creating a sphere that is for you, for you.
Yay. Okay, that we didn't know we were going to do. We didn't do that before the show. I forgot to do it. I forget everything, but that's okay. You get to choose. Would you like a figure from India? Would you like a Native American chief? I was about to say Pluto, but that's the dog from Disney. Plato, Einstein, Marcus Aurelius, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, a figure from Asia, Kuan Yin, Elvis, Anthony Bourdain, Debbie Ford. Is there a figure that's jumping out at you? Do you want another angel and chef's choice? I got an Isabel who's intercom, who's a rock star, totally groovy, cool. I got Big Mary. We could definitely do her. You want to meet Isabel, an angel?
Yeah, I heard Izzy. I
Okay.
have a painting someone gifted me of Mother Mary, or sorry, Mary Magdalene right behind me.
Yay. Uh,
Yay. So I
it,
always yay, yay.
we're about to devolve hardcore, and then this is going to turn into a very fun session. Okay. Isabel, angel. I said that. Intercom. Oh, she's like a pond that's glass or ocean at 5 a.m. that once every 90 days, no wind, no waves, just total mirror. But she's got an extra super skill. She can make you feel it. And I mean by like feng shui you if you're a house. Let this historical photo just move, sparkle more. Even the smile turns into a big smile. But this is one like that Maxell cassette commercial from the 1970s, 80s, that poster. Guy sitting in a leather chair, sunk real low sideways, and a bunch of speakers are blaring, and you see him getting blasted by the sound waves. That's kind of Isabel. She'll make you feel it. You should be getting whooshed by massive light and let her move in the photo and anything you need for extra chakra raka in the chakras. I tried to make that work. Get zoomed even though we're on Zoom, get whooshed big time, get whisked. And then what does she have as a reminder for us all on top of everything?
I'm seeing a mirror and we are mirroring each other. So it's like observe, heal yourself, and be conscious of what you feel or think you're feeling of people. And if there's some hardship for people that are happening, hardship, then know that it's a reflection of something maybe you can visit in your life that gets to be loved, gets to be transmuted. And a lot of people don't understand these feelings or why they have them, and it's okay. But if you're getting a reflection that's uncomfortable, step into that uncomfortable and find those pieces of you. Remember those pieces of you that need to be, or they get to be loved and reminded that you're special, that having a human body is a great miracle. It's an honor. And so when you step into that space and honor those reflections and be the mirror of light that you want to feel, that you get to feel, that you deserve to feel, and your whole life is going to ripple like the water. It's going to ripple into your own body. It's going to ripple into your family and your community. And then you are going to redesign your reality to exactly what it is that you're remembering from that heavenly realm that you came from the angelic realm, whatever realm it is, whatever that is or looks like to you. Be the ripple effect. Mirror what you want the world to look like. Be it first.
I love it. Amazing. And I have three rapid fire stuff. One's a quote from a NASA astronaut. The next is a photo to look at and say, ooh, pretty. The third is Joy the Angel, and she'll kick us off with something. And then I'm going to grab 18 pages of quotes from famous authors, dead and alive, who are amazing people. It could be Winnie the Pooh, it could be Einstein, it could be Eckhart Tolle. We'll get your reaction to some of those quotes and what it generates. Here's the quote from the NASA astronaut, Story Musgrave. Getting out of the comfortable path. That's what exploration is all about. Do you like that one?
I do, because the healing or stepping into a facilitator of healing ascension or DNA work has been very interesting, and you get to push the boundaries of the physical body to tap into that intelligence. And I mean, just imagine them going into the unknown. I'm sure it's so scary as heck, but they do. And yeah, it's pushing those boundaries, stepping into the unknown, and just even if you're a little scared, maybe it's excitement, turn it into excitement. If you're not a little scared to do something, then you're probably not doing the right thing. Or you're not
Well,
living life.
I got a bajillion angels in the next photo, and consider it like a giant surf wave out of Hawaii Five-O, the opening little movie thing from the 1960s, or the recent Hawaii Five-O. You could park a UPS truck in the giant tube there. So it's all the angels in the world. So you might as well ask for all the love in the world. It's a concert in Austin, Texas. There's joy in the middle. It's not raining. It's not humidity. But you can put your hands up and ask for all the love in the world and get vibed out. And the purple one that's right there is Claire, and the pink one is Joy. And I'm going to pull this away as you hold that. I'll put up Claire and Joy, and we'll do a double. What are you getting from these guys, or from these angels?
The first thing I got is it's about time. That was for me, I'm sure.
And what does everybody need to remember besides shiny lights and shiny stuff is really cool?
What do people get to remember right now is you are blessed with choice.
That was brilliant. I like that. Okay, 18 pages. I'm going to ruffle them to make it sound like I'm mixing it up, which I actually am. First quote from an angel named Dale. What is compassion? Just being and trusting the outcome to be of the highest intent for all. And then here's famous people. Hold on. Karen Armstrong, this is a serious quote, so we'll just read it. Karen Armstrong, the former Catholic religious sister. Buddhists talk about nirvana in very much the same way, same terms as monotheists describe God. That was a mouthful. Okay, park that one. I got one more quote for you, and then we'll cover it one way or the other. Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you can't beat this. Luke, you are going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend on our own point of view, which is kind of what you were just saying 5 minutes ago. Okay, what's your takeaway from any of those quotes?
It goes back to observing, because it's in the perception of messages that you're receiving. The only word that right now is just observe.
Said no, that's said like a Zen Buddhist master, or well done, grasshopper. If we do Kung Fu, Kane from Kung Fu in the 1970s, that TV show. Okay, one or two more quotes, and then we're going to figure out a way to rejigger this. Remain in truth and positivity. 3 Native American chiefs advised us to do that. Remain in truth and positivity. And then all things are possible at any given moment. Accept each day as a gift and show thanks. Learn from all things. Sylvia Brown said this, I'm going to guess like 8 years ago. And what's your takeaway from that? Or how could you add to it or amplify it?
The first one stands out to me, the positivity and truth, to remain in that, and always remember that, and always part of positivity and part of truth is it's also true. It's to reflect on your truth. What is it? It is, everybody has such a different perception. So feel like lean into what it is that feels good to you. And then the positivity and the light and the connection is going to come from, and your true self will come through listening, hearing somebody else's truth, and also supporting it in any way you can for them, because we are all one and we're here with different elements of light. We're here with light is intelligence. And we're here to find each other, to expand together, and to do something magnificent, even if you don't know what that is yet. If you're seeking your purpose, if you're out there just looking for it, I invite you to look in the mirror and know you were born. That's your purpose. Now to expand, to love, starting with yourself is the most important thing you can find first. And after that, the flow, the knowing your own internal truth and letting that flame and flaming others in their internal truth. And then remember that brain is tricky sometimes. It's a transmitter of all things. And that's why, again, we have the different elements of light. And so we can come together, create a symphony of love, and open up a spark in the sky to become more, to become greater. And if you're seeking that unknown truth, that's really the only way to do it. To shine your own light, love, and observe each other in each other's truth and light. And we're just here walking each other home, wherever that white light, that wherever that is that you see home. And most of you, it's more of a wherever you feel at home.
Yes. Nicole Ashton, we're about to wrap up the show because that was so well said that I'm just like, wow, mic drop, and then we'll just have you back on another time. So before we do that and wrap it up, because you're still going to have to say something really pithy, sharp, that's going to have to outdo what you just said, which I don't know how you're going to do that. It was amazing. Let's do this. Put up both hands. I'm going to do Texas. You can do Utah because I'm not in Utah. I figured this out. Okay. Let's put up our hands.
I'm in the corner of Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. So you get ×3.
Ooh, nice. Only love and above. And feel what you can feel. People at home can put up their hands and light. Only love and above. And angels are going to sort this out in the years to come. See what you can see. Feel what you can feel. But if you want to, let me go a little wider out so my light comes back. Okay. Yeah. See light, feel light, get a message from an angel. Let's spin the twister wheel, toss out the actual board or the mat. And what are you getting next for us?
There's a massive globe of Mother Earth, and I can see this like fiery ball, this blue and green ball of electric. It looks electrifying. And what I'm seeing is everyone, every human, every light being, everyone in this skin suit at this time and beyond. But the skin suit is so important because you have those biophotons and you have these channels inside of your body to be able to connect to the God source creator, the one that created you life, and into the heart core Mother Earth, this reservoir, this diamond flame. And when you do this, you will feel a light move around you. It's a tunnel, it's a cylinder, it's whatever that chamber of light that's moving up to the heart core Mother Earth, heart core of the God source creator, and into the heart core of Mother Earth. There's this movement. Feel it move through your body and know that you are being your purpose right now. You are seeding light. You are anchoring light, and you are honoring the physical body just the way it is, knowing that this body was given to you, gifted to you, created and chosen by you to anchor in this light, to be that shift, to make that difference. And then know you already are. You are making the difference. The shift has already happened. It's just moving in its own graceful design so that we can move in harmony into the space of all that is in unconditional love and create heaven right here on earth, whatever heaven looks like, as long as it's filled with yumminess and communication and heart to heart. And when you do this, your gifts, your abilities, the spark of light, this diamond flame inside your heart will open up. You will feel this anchored into the heart core of Mother Earth, and then breathe through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw, and breathe up that stream of light, those gifts she's giving back to you. She's sharing this unconditional, unfailing love and connecting to everything above and everything below as the God source creator, the one that created you. Life is sourcing you a gift. Feel that move down into the top of your head and place that into your heart, and let that spin and shine and twist in the way that it gets to navigate through this beautiful world, and know that you are making a difference. You're being a difference, and you are free to choose and free to move in whatever color, whatever design, and whatever way it is, and honor those around you that are in a high vibe space or not, but with a different perception. Love them anyways. Those ones, people that aren't shining like you, love them more. Spark something, and just know that every step that you make, you're imprinting something beautiful, because you are beautiful. You are beautiful, you are on purpose, and you matter. And you are a part of the universal fabric, this design, this symphony. You play a tone, you play a sound, you have a frequency and a vibration that is weaving the light for like all humanity, all the planets, the universe, the multi-universes. Imagine it, you being that one amazing spark, because there is no one, when you are in your energy and you are in your power and you are in your knowing and you are in unconditional love, pure love and light, no one is more powerful than you. No one. Believe that, trust it. Well, know that belief is out. You're in knowing. Know that in your heart, and a knowing comes with a feeling more so than a sound or a word, because words sometimes separate us. So feel it, feel that vibrational pulse in your heart, and move it through your body, and dance and play. And moving meditation is about movement. So dance and know that you are safe, and that you came with this team of angels, and they are surrounding you always, and they are just waiting. If you can't hear them, they're just waiting for you to ask out loud. And then remember to tune in. They move down and you move up, and there will be a time that you spark that communication. And so it is. Boom.
Oh, Nicole, yay. Nicole Ashton, way to go on Angels, Positivity, and Love. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank
Wonderful.
thank you for having me,
Oh,
Amy.